In the shadowed corridors of medieval Europe, a legend whispers through time of a book so large, so mysterious, and so cursed that even the Church dared not destroy it. Known as the Codex Gigas, or more chillingly, the Devil's Bible, this 165-pound manuscript has survived fire, war, and the Inquisitions that erased countless other works. But how did it come to be? Who wrote it? And is there truth behind the tales of curses, possessions, and the unmistakable image of the devil drawn within its pages? One version of the story begins not in a library, but in a grave-like pit. According to a haunting tale from 15th century Sweden, a soldier accidentally fell into a deep trench during wartime. He realized he'd landed in a forgotten chamber beneath an ancient, abandoned church. As he explored, he found a woman's skeletal remains, her hand outstretched through the wall, pointing toward something hidden. That something was no ordinary book. What he found was nearly the height of a man and weighed over 72 kilograms. Unable to lift it alone, he called for help. Together with others, he retrieved the tome and handed it over to church authorities, who quickly recognized the artifact's disturbing nature. Upon examination, they identified it as a forbidden manuscript, once banned by the Pope, and promptly named it the Devil's Bible. A different tale unfolds in Bohemia, now the Czech Republic, where a monk named Herman allegedly broke his sacred vows and was sentenced to be sealed alive behind monastery walls. In a desperate plea, Herman offered to create a book compiling all of the world's knowledge within a single night. The abbot agreed, and parchment and ink were passed to him through a small opening. Realizing the task was impossible, Herman is said to have summoned the devil and offered his soul in exchange for help. By morning, the manuscript was miraculously completed. As a token of gratitude, or perhaps as proof of the pact, Herman included a full-page portrait of Satan himself. This story, while likely apocryphal, mirrors many of the unexplained features of the Codex Gigas. Whether unearthed by accident or born of desperation, the Codex Gigas is very real and very strange. Physically, it measures 36 inches tall, 20 inches wide, and nearly 9 inches thick. Bound in leather with ornate metal fastenings, it contains over 600 pages made from the skins of more than 160 donkeys. Inside, the contents are equally staggering. The entire Latin Vulgate Bible, Josephus's Antiquities of the Jews, Isidore of Seville's Encyclopedic Etymologiae, Cosmas of Prague's Chronicle of Bohemia, treatises on medicine, exorcisms, magic spells, and more. It's a strange fusion of sacred text and dark lore. But what truly confounds experts is the consistency of its calligraphy. Every line, every letter, is written in identical style and size. There are no signs of aging, no tremors, no mistakes, not even variations in ink flow. Experts agree, to write this much by hand would take 25 to 30 years. But if so, why does it show no evidence of human inconsistency? Was it truly written by a single hand? If yes, how? On page 290, the book takes a chilling turn. An entire folio is dedicated to a grotesque full-color illustration of the devil. He stares outward with green claws, red horns, dual tongues, and a menacing grin. He wears only an ermine loincloth, a royal symbol suggesting his rule as Prince of Darkness. Facing this page, on the opposite side, is a depiction many believe represents the kingdom of heaven. Together, the spread offers a symbolic dichotomy. salvation versus damnation. But why would a Bible feature the devil so prominently? Some argue it was meant as a warning. Others suggest it reflects the scribe's inner torment, or a message encrypted within the book's pages. Adding to the mystery, 10 pages are missing. No one knows what they contained. Some believe they were torn out intentionally, perhaps to remove heretical rituals, forbidden spells, or damning personal confessions. Among the remaining texts, researchers found invocations, magical formulas, and even exorcism rites. According to one chilling claim, the commandments section, usually reading, "Thou shalt not commit adultery," was inverted in this Bible to say, "Thou shalt commit adultery." This version of Scripture defies orthodoxy. So why wasn't it destroyed? Despite being theologically dangerous, the Codex Gigas not only survived the Middle Ages, it thrived. In 1477, it was sold to a second monastery to settle debts. It later became the obsession of Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, who reportedly believed it contained occult secrets. After losing his mind to paranoia, he was dethroned. During the 30 Years' War, Swedish troops looted Rudolf's library and brought the Codex back to Stockholm, where it remains today. In 1697, a fire broke out in the Swedish royal castle. The Codex was tossed out a window to save it, and injured a bystander when it landed. Coincidence or curse? During the Inquisition, thousands of texts were destroyed for heresy, yet the Codex Gigas survived untouched. Why? Some say its sheer weight and complexity made it difficult to decipher. Others suggest it was too valuable, even to burn. Today, it's kept at the National Library of Sweden, rarely shown to the public. And while no confirmed deaths have been attributed to reading it, many researchers report an unsettling aura surrounding the manuscript. Whether created by a desperate monk or forged through a pact with evil, the Devil's Bible remains one of the most enigmatic artifacts in human history. Its creation defies logic. Its contents blend light and darkness. Its journey is littered with madness, fire, and unanswered questions. Was it a divine warning, a demonic trap, or simply a masterpiece of medieval obsession? Perhaps in this case, the truth lies not just in the text, but in the silence between its pages.